What's the most humiliating reason you've ever heard for a teenager to be expelled from school for? He got suspended for a week because he made a poll of the worst person ever existed. You could answer Adolf Hitler, Osama bin Laden, or the principal. When I was 17, I had to write a paper about what I would do if it was my last 24 hours on Earth. Being a jackal's eye out things like, blow stuff up, and rob liquor stores. Well, my teacher thought I was serious and turned the paper into the principal, who turned it into the police. I got charged with a felony for threats of terrorism and expelled for 6 months. Not really embarrassing, I guess. But funny, nevertheless. A kid in my school got suspended for not only masturbating in the hot geometry teacher's class, but not stopping when she caught him. Not expelled, but suspended. Stupid boy mucking around in art class, teacher has had enough of it and sends him to sit in the art cabinet on his own for 10 minutes. In most Australian schools, the art cabinet is a small walk-in cupboard with a sliding door. After 2 minutes the teacher feels mean for sending him in there, and goes in to check on him. He's got his pants down around his ankle and is having a wank. Continues to do it as the teacher is screaming and the whole class can see him through the now open sliding door. He is now well known around the area as the Phantom Puller. This boy is not mentally handicapped in any way, just a full-on idiot. His dad has been friends with my dad for a long time, and naturally he is one of those boys who has developed a long-time crush on me. We are now 22 and he still manages to find me whenever I return to my hometown with his piss-taking friends egging him on. When I was in high school, I think my sophomore year, there was a senior who was expelled and not allowed to attend graduation because of a tiny pocketknife keychain in his car. It was one of those little freebie ones. At the time I believe they came with a particular multipack of film, about 1.5 inches long, with a key ring, and containing only a single blade and a nail file, I think. It was barely usable as a letter opener. The guy had one, its ring connected to a bunch of other random keychains, in a pile on the dashboard of his car. The dean happened to be walking through the parking lot and saw it, figured out whose car it was, and he was expelled for having a knife at school. Same year, earlier on, someone was expelled for a short piece of scrap copper pipe found in his locker, a leftover from some kludge repair he'd done to his car. It was considered to be drug paraphernalia. Zero tolerance is horribly stupid. When I was in junior high, we had a large hurricane, Hurricane Gloria, which hit our town, and due to electricity being out, trees on the roads, flooding, etc., we were off of school for 2 weeks. My vacation was 2 weeks plus a day, since I was sent home, not expelled, for wearing a homemade shirt that said, "I was blown by Gloria," on my first day back. A girl that was in 9th when I was in grade 10 was expelled for giving head to 3 guys at the same time in a dark auditorium during first block, and on more than one occasion.
I haven't been in school for nearly a decade, mind, but I almost got suspended for using an inhaler for an asthma attack. I had a sudden attack and started to collapse, reached for my inhaler and found it wasn't in my pocket. A friend of mine handed me his exact same medication, and we knew this for a fact, and it probably saved my life, or at least saved me a trip to the ER. Then I got called into the office and reprimanded. No one bothered to check on the state of my well-being, and so I demanded a call to my mother, who is a nurse. Her response was, "Yeah, she's supposed to have an inhaler. She used SOS?" Well, then she knew it was the same medication. They still didn't like that, and then forbade me from carrying around my inhaler in the future, saying I'd have to come to the nurse's office to use it. Keep in mind that I was an older teenager at the time, not a child incapable of handling dosages, etc. I dutifully ignored that and carried my inhaler with me, because I'm not dumb.
A line outside of the men's bathroom for free blow jobs. There must have been 15 to 20 people in line once they found out it was going down. She was new to the school and I guess wanted to service the boys. She was expelled right away. Her nickname, Roboho.